Welcome back in. Welcome back in. It's your boy Mike coming back at y'all, man. Week 7 as we prepare to take on the Denver Broncos, a team that, based on their overall, is shocking to see them sitting here at 4-2. But this is going to be the third straight week where we're going to be going up against one of the best starting teams in the NFL. This time it is going to be Denver. Certainly want to build on a performance last week where we put up 56 points and definitely looking to have the defense perform a bit better as they have allowed 44 and 42 over the last 2 weeks. Not really where you expect to see those guys, especially with the progression of this defense, the way that they performed in last year's playoffs and to start out the year. But some weekly awards, more positive note, 29 to 38, 456 and 7 touchdowns. For Glenn Roberts, did have the one interception. Jalen Johnson, 2 picks and a touchdown. Both of them very critical to our win there. Roquan Smith getting 3 interceptions from his middle linebacker spot is bananas. And then Josh Allen going 26 of 35, 305, 4 touchdowns, and also ran 2 in with his legs. Now, for this Denver team, they are led by Patrick Surtain, the best cornerback in the league, at least by overall rating. I'm taking my guys any day of the week, but definitely a leader on this Denver Broncos team. He's their highest rated player by a mile, and he brings elite size and elite speed to pair with that. And whether you're running man, zone, playing on, playing off, playing run support, it doesn't matter. He can do it all. Should see a lot of him matched up against Rashad Bateman. Definitely going to be someone to keep an eye out for in this matchup, along with safety Justin Simmons. Even here as he is on the wrong side of 30, he's an 11th year vet who still has a nose for the football, 6'2", 202. Funnily enough, him and Patrick Surtain have the exact same height and weight. And he has lost a step as far as speed goes, but still one of the smartest, highest IQ veterans in the league, and certainly someone to help this Denver cornerback room as they go through a period of transition. Definitely can't take for granted his maybe diminished ratings because he is still a valuable player. Trevor Fisher, now second year outside linebacker out of Ohio State, superstar development. And at 79 overall, he's not fully refined, but his finesse moves are really, really good at this young stage in his career, 85, and he has really good speed and acceleration to blend with that. Strength is decent as well, considering, he's an edge guy and not an interior guy. Definitely going to make sure to keep an eye out for him throughout this game, as he is going to be their most dominant pass rusher on that defensive front. And how about rookie Mitch Smith? 6'3", 278 out of Stanford, 75 overall star development player. And Smith has been a bit miscast in his first year with Denver, mostly playing as a defensive tackle. But with 88 strength, maybe they are onto something. He's not really great as a run defender, and his pass rushing moves do still need to be refined a bit more. But of course, just being a rookie, he has plenty of time to make that happen. Definitely going to be someone to keep an eye out for as far as, going ahead and getting the run game started as well. And speaking of the run game, how about Javonte Williams here, 26 years old, 88 overall. And we know that he is an absolute wrecking ball in the backfield. Is not the fastest by any means with just 89 speed, but with 94 trucking and 97 break tackle. His ability to just bounce off of defenders, go through them. And he does have a bit of ability to go around them as well. Do not be fooled. And look at that. 70 catching, one of the higher catching ratings that you'll see on a running back. He can do some damage out of the backfield as well. And he's going to be joining Jordan Love, who is now in his 7th season out of Utah State. Just an 80 overall. Of course, we know that's a little low after we've seen the way that he ended the year. But of course, Madden had no way of knowing that Love would just rip the heart out of myself and all the other Cowboys fans, man, around the world. 92 throw power, has the ability to layer throws all over the field, and does have some mobility as well in the pocket, 81 speed. Now, likely not going to see him, take off for any Lamar type of runs or anything, but a solid vet to have back there. And he's going to be throwing it to Marvin Mims Jr., a.k.a. Eminem. Well, I guess, at just 80 overall, maybe can't call him Eminem, man. If you know, you know. 92 speed, 95 acceleration, has really good jumping ability for his size, and his route tree is decent. Now, his big problem is, if you press him up on the line, he does have a bit of trouble, kind of challenging in those hand fighting situations. But once he gets the ball in his hands, man, he's as explosive as they come. And he is going to be one of the top targets today for Jordan Love. And here we are, man, Mile High Stadium, Empower Field. And we're taking a look, first things first, at Trey McBride last week. Went 13 catches for 188 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just been an absolute machine this season. Definitely pacing towards career highs in catches, yards, and touchdowns. And we're going to hope to see a lot more of that from him today, especially considering that this Broncos defense, outside of a couple of guys, Surtain, Justin Simmons, is really not, what it has been in the past. I was going to try to compare them to that Super Bowl team, but I mean, how many defenses in NFL history have been as good as that defense was? As you see, head coach Mike White, man, ready to go ahead and continue to get these wins on the board. Glenn Roberts trying to hype his guys up. Sean Payton still here along this Denver Broncos sideline. And we're giving a bit of a nod to, like I said, my man Bankroll Mafia. He's doing a Denver Broncos franchise. He calls these I'm not going to use that word, but he he has a name that he uses for these jerseys, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this Broncos team. Jordan Love at quarterback, as we mentioned. At running back, you got Javonte Williams, along with second-year running back Greg Weathersby, just 5'8", but another bowling ball type of running back. Teddy Parks at fullback. Cortland Sutton leading this receiver room, Marvin Mims, and John Mechie there as the number 3 receiver. And Damian Smith and Devon Austin, man, a pair of guys who have been drafted late over the last couple of drafts. Likely not going to see a whole lot of run today, but, in the future, definitely some guys to keep an eye out for. Greg Dolchich and Tommy Tremble at tight end, Trent Brown at left tackle, Ben Powers left guard, third-year man Joe Solano at center, Quinn Miners at right guard, and Mike McGlinchey rounding out the offensive line. Zach Allen at left end, right, along with Mitch Smith there, who, again, we're going to likely see more of, lined up at defensive tackle. Walt Macy at right end, Tyrone Poyer and Tommy McCann at defensive tackle. Left outside linebacker, the second-year superstar Trevor Fisher. Rookie Brandon Coleman, who's rocking number 93. Very, very strange. Chris Barnes as well. And then TJ Edwards going to slot in as that top linebacker. Patrick Surtain, the number 1 corner. Kenny Moore, the 10th-year vet, in there at number 2. Riley Moss, number 3. And Darius Rush may see a little bit of playing time as well. Justin Simmons at free safety. Jaquan Brisker at strong safety. Jake Elliott, the kicker. Rookie Casey Shepard, the punter. As we are underway here, Antonio Gibson back deep to return. He's going to take things out, try to get this offense started with some really good field position, and only manages to make it back to the 18-yard line. Really good coverage there from the Broncos special teams unit as Glenn Roberts makes his way onto the field. And Roberts this season, 154 of 249, 2,254 yards, 22 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Definitely having what I feel is the best season of his career to date. Certainly doing a lot better at keeping those interception numbers low. We'd like them to be a little bit lower. Averaging 1 a game isn't the end of the world, but it certainly is not what you expect from a top-level guy, as they start with a play-action pass out right side to Rondale Moore, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the first down marker by Jaquan Brisker. Second and inches now, going to a trips look on the right. Roberts tries to get a quick throw out left side to Rashad Bateman. Not going to be able to connect with him that time. It was good coverage, but Roberts didn't get it where it needed to go. Now third and inches. Roberts, you see, making a little bit of adjustments here at the line. And Roberts is going to fake the handoff to Antonio Gibson and immediately hit Trey McBride on the rollout. McBride makes a little bit of a move. He has a gain of 12 yards there, down to the 40-yard line. His first catch of the ball game, first of many, we hope, considering the way that he's been playing so far this season. Roberts again on the rollout. This time has his other tight end. It's A.J. Ringer, the rookie here, for a gain of 7. As Roberts, man, 3 completions, all to 3 different targets now, 2nd and 3. Roberts dropping back, trying to find somewhere to go with it. Had Rondale Moore, but just overshoots him. Tried to get it just behind TJ Edwards. Not not going to be able to this time, so it will be 3rd and 3. Here's Roberts looking deep for Rondale Moore again, and again overthrows him. That's going to lead to a 4th and 3. Broncos are going to take over after an Arizona punt. And Jordan Love now making his way here for this Broncos offense. 112 of 172, 1,304 yards, 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Now, those are less than spectacular numbers. Shocked to see Denver winning 4 of their first 6 with their quarterback playing like that, as they're going to start things off. Jordan Love on the play action rollout, nowhere to go, still trying to find somewhere to go. Jalen Thompson trying to come in and get some pressure, but Jordan Love smartly throws the ball away. It'll be 2nd and 10 now. Looking at that I formation, going to hand it off to Javonte Williams as he rumbles up the middle for a gain of 5. Once again, his power going to be something that this defense is going to have to key in on. 3rd and 5 now, going to a trips look right side. Javonte Williams going to go ahead and leave. Thought he was going to stay back to pass protect. And Jordan Love is going to find John Mechie deep downfield to the 44-yard line. Mechie managing to get behind our premier secondary, keeps this drive alive for Denver. But on the very next play, Enrique Sneed going to make his way up the middle of that offensive line, untouched, bringing down Jordan Love for a loss of 7. Now 2nd and 17. Here's Love, back to throw again, going quickly left side, not going to be able to connect with his man. Was trying to fit it in there to John Mechie once again. But it'll be a 3rd and long now after nothing happening on 2nd down. Jalen Thompson sneaking down to apply some pressure. Love rolling out. Love looking deep down the field and nearly had John Mechie again. Thankfully, it's overthrown by Love due to the pressure. Broncos are going to punt. Jalen Thompson back there. They're going to throw a flag. I thought that was going to be a block for sure. Thompson got back there so quickly. Instead, they're going to get him for roughing the kicker, and that's going to be a 15-yard gain and an automatic 1st down for the Broncos. And I just wanted to take a look here, man. No chance he was able to get that punt away, but it is what it is. You got to live with it. Broncos continuing their drive now just past midfield at the 49, and George Cage gets in there quickly to knock down Javonte Williams. 2nd and 10. Javonte remaining in the backfield, looking left side for Greg Dulcich, and Dulcich nearly brought down before the 1st, but ultimately able to get past that one with his power. 1st and 10 now, going to more of a spread look. Here's Love, going to dump it short for Javonte. Breaks off of 1 tackle. Javonte breaks off a 2nd tackle, and Lewis Seen finally going to bring him down. Javonte Williams, man, that's more broken tackles than I feel like my backs get in an entire season, man. Absolutely ridiculous. But we know what kind of power he brings. So, you just got to make sure you're being smart with the tackling there on the back end. As 3rd and 2 now, going to a 3 tight end look. Jordan Love dropping back. Love nowhere to go with it. He's going to throw it away. Good pressure there sent. George Cage back there again. But the Broncos actually going to go for it. There is a rainstorm happening right now and didn't trust their kicker, and it works out in their favor. Cortland Sutton down the field. Not even sure where Jalen Johnson was on that play. That's a 30-yard connection from Jordan Love to Cortland Sutton as they go ahead and get this game rocking and rolling with the first score of it. And Arizona now back with the ball. Glenn Roberts, a gain of 2 there on the read option keeper. Now 2nd and 8. Here's Roberts again trying to go deep to Trey McBride, and McBride just out of the reach of him. So it'll be a 3rd and 8, and the last thing you want to do is a quick 3 and out if you are Arizona. Roberts trying to find a man, lofts one up there to Rondale Moore, and he holds on. He's able to bring it in through the contact. What a play there by Rondale Moore. Glenn Roberts clearly panicked, had pressure all in his face, and didn't want to give them any opportunity to force us back. TJ Edwards not able to knock that pass away, and it's a fresh set of downs here for Arizona as he's going to dump it short there for Zach Chambers, his first catch of the ball game. Gain of about 9 yards there down to the 41. As here we go, Antonio Gibson in the backfield. Saying Antonio Gibson in the backfield, as often as I do, when I'm so used to Ty Davis Price, kind of a mix of them. Man, we're ready to have Ty Davis Price back. That's my little rant now. 3rd and 1, another read option keeper for Glenn Roberts. Roberts going to get across that first down line. Likely should have gone down, but doesn't. Still, manages to hold on to the ball, pick up that first. Now at the 44-yard line, Roberts going to transition under center, and this time he's going to hand it off to Antonio Gibson working left side, but Walt Macy is right there to bring him down for a loss of 3. 2nd and 13 now. Roberts trying to squeeze one in there to Trey McBride, and it's intercepted by the man who gave up the completion to Rondale Moore on that unlikely 3rd and 8 conversion. TJ Edwards right where he needed to be. Full transparency, just to break the fourth wall for a second, I was trying to throw to Rondale Moore. I'd panicked for some reason and pressed A instead of Y, thinking that Rondale Moore was A. He was not. But it is what it is. Roberts with the interception. Now 7-0, and Denver has the ball back. Hits Greg Dulcich, and Dulcich going to be upended by Andrew Stinson after an 8-yard gain, and that will bring an end to the first quarter with Denver leading 7-0, and their offense outperforming Arizona's up to this point. Not something you often see from any team when it comes to battling this Arizona unit. As here's Javonte Williams, has some space and has some more green in front of him. Lewis seen in there before a slew of Cardinals defenders helped to bring him down. But how he is going to be injured on the play. A 25-yard rumble for the powerful running back. And unfortunately, if you're a Broncos fan, this is not what you want to hear. Backup running back Greg Weathersby will be the guy for the rest of the game. Javonte Williams done for the afternoon as they give Weathersby the carry on this very first play in the game. And then on the second, they give it to him again. Great blocks develop. Really good vision from him to go ahead and read that. And they're going to find their way into the end zone once again for the touchdown. So far, Arizona not seemingly having a lot of options on defense. Denver's really been doing whatever they want to throughout this first quarter and change. But now a chance to rectify that on the next possession. Roberts right side for Trey McBride has him for a gain of about 10. But it is going to be 2nd and inches. Hurry up, back to the line. Roberts looks like he liked something that he saw in that last play. As here's Roberts airing one deep now for AJ Ringer. Oh, man, what a throw there from Glenn Roberts. Ringer was wide open, not sure where the Denver defender was on that play. As here we go, 1st and 10, Roberts again dropping back, pressure in his face, trying to find Trey McBride and just not able to connect with him. Roberts missing once again. The rain seemingly really getting in his way. As here we go, 3rd and 10, not sure what that was. Well, I said 3rd and 10 prematurely, but now it's 3rd and 10. That was just a really, really bad throw from Glenn Roberts. But now he's going to look across the middle of the field for Rashad Bateman, and he's going to hold on to it. There is a flag down. They're going to call pass interference on the Broncos. Riley Moss, the guilty party. It didn't really matter either way. He caught it, so we declined it. Gives Rashad Bateman a nice catch there. As here we go, 1st and goal. Roberts looking for Rashad Bateman again, but Brandon Coleman all over it. Really good instincts there from the rookie, who isn't known for his coverage skills, that is. As Roberts on the play action, going to hit Antonio Gibson, trying to work his way around the edge, but Jaquan Brisker brings him down, and now Antonio Gibson is hurt. So with Ty Davis Price already on the mend, Javonte Williams leaving this game for Denver, that's now 3 running backs between the two teams that are injured, but Derail Hobbs is going to get it on the next play, and he makes his way into the end zone for the Arizona touchdown. For any of my guys who had Darryl Hobbs' first touchdown score for the Broncos, man, congratulations. He came through for you. Rare that he gets those kinds of touches, but he does this time. The only healthy running back currently on the roster. Antonio Gibson, though, is going to be fine. He is just going to have to sit out for the rest of this half. We're going to reevaluate him at halftime, see if he's ready to go. As on 2nd and 9, Weathersby going to be hit quickly there. Denario Stewart, the one who's there to make the play. It'll be 3rd and 11 now. If you're Arizona, you need to get Denver off the field. Their offense has done has converted too many times for you to let another 3rd and long happen. It does not. Bad throw there from Jordan Love. Arizona now back on offense, and they're going to start things out with an empty look. Roberts, here he is, trying to find somewhere to go. Nothing develops. He's going to be hit, does get the ball away. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now. As you see, man, Arizona just 6 rushing yards on the day. Definitely not something you're used to seeing with this Arizona team. As here he is, has Rashad Bateman quickly across the middle, and he's going to hit him for a gain of 16 yards. Rashad Bateman's 2nd catch now of the ball game. 1st and 10 again, fresh set of downs. Here we go. Rashad, exactly. Glenn Roberts has time. He's going to try to get it to Rondale Moore, but it's intercepted by Justin Simmons. Roberts in pursuit. Simmons is not going to worry about him. Knocks him off like he's not even there and makes his way into the end zone for the Denver Broncos touchdown. And things are going from bad to worse here for Arizona. Down their top 2 running backs. Now down 2 scores. Roberts looked like he had a wide open Derail Hobbs right there on the wheel. Didn't think to hit him. Instead tries to go underneath. Doesn't work in his favor. And Denver opens up a 2-score lead now. As next possession, Roberts rolling out. And he's going to have a man wide open down the field. It's Trey McBride. And McBride has it down to the 32-yard line. That's a 45-yard gain there from Roberts to McBride. Made the throw on the move. Not sure who was supposed to be defending that area of the field. Jaquan Brisker, though, luckily for Denver, able to hawk him down before he does any more damage. Now at the 32-yard line across midfield, Roberts under center, and he's going to fake the handoff to Hobbs again and roll out. He's trying to hit his man, Zach Chambers, but again, Denver's linebackers in the way. That time it's Chris Barnes. 2nd and 10. Play action fake again. Roberts quickly to Hobbs. Hobbs had to turn around for it, but he is going to go nowhere as he is brought down by Trevor Fisher. Now 3rd and 11, and you really need to get this conversion, man. Keep this drive going, down 14 points. Roberts, here he is, pump fakes, and now looks left side for Rondale Moore, and Roberts just continuing to overthrow his guys in this game. Not sure what is going on. I know it's raining, but just unacceptable. As here's Jordan Love hitting Weathersby short for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 now. 2 tight end look. Here's Jordan Love dropping back, and Cam Wilhelm is all over him. Drops him for a loss of 5. And so far, 2 sacks in the game for Arizona coming from each of their middle linebackers. Now 3rd and 12. Roberts. Jordan Love in the trips look to the right. Love not having anywhere to go, gonna take a shot downfield, but not going to be able to complete that one. Pass knocked away. Punt forced, and Arizona now 2:25 to go and 3 timeouts to make something happen as Roberts gets it in there to Trey McBride. As McBride, man, really becoming one of Roberts' favorite targets, if not his favorite target, despite the presence of Rondale Moore. Y'all, I keep fumbling my words a little bit. Despite the presence of Rashad Bateman, as Hobbs gets that one out there down to the 29-yard line, and Roberts hits McBride again, who puts the moves is relative, puts a shoulder down on the defender before he's brought down. 1st and 10 now from the 12. Roberts, here he is, going to just dump it short to McBride, who continues to just make catch after catch here on this possession. 2nd and 2, minute 12 to go. Arizona electing not to use those timeouts. They don't want to give Denver any more time than necessary, as the quick throw out the backfield goes to Hobbs, and the first 2 touchdowns of the game going to Derail Hobbs. Man, I say Derail and I say Daryl. I'm just going to say Daryl. I'm going to say Daryl Hobbs. That's going to be the way that I address him from here on in. And 17-21 now. The Arizona's deficit that was 2 possessions, now just 4 points. But Denver does have 2 timeouts to work with and a little over a minute until the half. So Arizona definitely needs to hold strong and lock in, man. You cannot allow points on this possession, especially with Denver getting the ball first out of the half. Love fortunately misses Dulcich on that throw. Now looking right side, trying to find his man Dulcich again. Jalen Johnson in and out of the hands. Should have been an interception. Instead, it'll be 3rd and 10. And won't you know it, Dulcich for the 3rd consecutive play is targeted, and this time he is found down to the 37-yard line, and they're already in field goal range considering the wind. But Lewis Cine is going to take them out of it with the interception. Cine down the left sideline. You see a couple of offensive linemen trying to give chase for Denver. They are going to corral him at the 24-yard line, and that is one of the most massive plays of the game for Arizona. Arizona with 13 seconds to go in all 3 timeouts. Roberts going to take a shot to the end zone for Rashad Bateman, but Riley Moss there in coverage. 9 seconds to go now. Bunch look on the right-hand side. Roberts, here he is again, going to go quickly for Rondale Moore, and they'll use the first timeout. 6 seconds, and this is risky. They're going to take a shot at the end zone, and if they can't, they'll go ahead and try to get those 3 points on the board. Roberts needs to get the ball out. Pass knocked away. Riley Moss again. They'll send out Cameron Dicker. Dicker, kick is up. Kick is money right down the middle as the Broncos lead after the first half, 21-20. Arizona really trying to find some footing still on the offensive side of the ball. And Denver, man, hasn't really done a whole lot on offense since the first quarter. But that pick 6 by Justin Simmons certainly giving their defense a lot of momentum to work with against this Arizona offense. But let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on around the league. First things first, Atlanta in San Francisco, and San Francisco looking like they're on the verge of dropping their 6th game of the year, down 21-7. Desmond Ridder with 2 first-half touchdowns. Drake London, 5 catches for 92 yards as Atlanta looking like they're going to roll. Meanwhile, Saints in Chicago leading the 5-1 Bears 17-7. Sam Howell having a really good game. Olave as well getting into the end zone. This will be their first win of the year if they can hold on. And Seattle and the rookie quarterback Stan Layman out-dueling Patrick Mahomes. Seahawks win 28-24. Layman with 2 touchdowns. Smith and Jigba going over 100 yards in a score. And Kenneth Walker over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. Man, really good on him, man. Good to see the rookie getting some run. Of course, want to see the Seahawks lose as many games as possible being in the division, but always love to see the young talent showing out, especially against a vet, one of the greatest of all time in Mahomes. As second half, man, definitely time to lock in. Defense needs to show up a little bit more. Well, I guess, can't really put that on the defense so much as, the offense who hasn't been able to consistently finish drives. But they're going to start things out with the pass for a gain of 9, now 2nd and 1. Love actually going to keep it here on the read option. And look at those blocks developing. Jordan Love looked like he might have broken out of that one too, but Cortland Sutton decides to push him forward to try to get a couple more yards. 1st and 10 now from the 45. Trips look again. They've loved these trips formations. Here's Jordan Love looking left side, trying to find a man. Oh, not going to be able to connect with Mims there. Andrew Stinson thought he might have had an interception. Doesn't. Instead, it'll be just a 2nd and 10 now as they're going back to that 2 tight end look. Here's Love up the seam to Greg Dulcich, who breaks off the tackle at Jalen Thompson and has the ball down to the 31-yard line. That's a 24-yard connection from Love to Dulcich, who's been their most reliable offensive weapon in this game, with Javonte Williams down and these corners not really allowing a whole lot of space for the receivers outside of that one Cortland Sutton bomb. Well, I guess John Mechie has kind of been doing his thing, all things considered. But here we are, 3rd and 10. Love trying to get the screen. Develop. Lewis Cine nearly intercepts it a second time. He doesn't. Instead, Denver will be able to get a field goal attempted. Roberts, here he is, going to go for McBride up the seam, trying to show Greg Dulcich that anything you can do, I can do better. Gain of 21 there for McBride as he's now, that's his 7th catch of the ball game, 7 for 130. And here's Antonio Gibson back into the ball game. Hobbs, unfortunately for him, did not get any carries after that touchdown. And Gibson now back, going to get the lion's share of the running back reps the rest of the way. Rondale Moore quickly left side, makes a move and going to have a gain of 7. And don't look now, but Antonio Gibson, of course, because of the injury mostly, finished the first half with just -3 rushing yards. The one carry he got was a stretch left side that Walt Macy, the right end, was able to snuff out and force him backwards on. As here's Brandon Coleman, man, who has kind of been doing a bit of everything for this Broncos defense, getting in there to bring down Glenn Roberts and forcing a long 3rd down and 16. And that was the last thing you could have let happen if you're the Cardinals, as the screenplay not able to develop and just a little too far for that field goal. They're going to have to punt things away. Did have to use the timeout because I wasn't 100% sure which direction the wind was going. Unfortunate that we had to waste that, especially in such a tight ball game. But the Broncos now back on offense. They're going to hand it off to Weathersby again. And Weathersby is going to be hit hard by Lewis Seen. Enrique Sneed jumps on top of it. And the second-year running back making a big mistake. Ball security needs to be as clean as it can be against the hard-hitting Seen, and Seen, who hasn't been able to show off his big hits a whole lot as an Arizona Cardinal, gets one there and sets up this offense with a lot with really good field position. Not sure where I was going with that whole a lot thing. But Trey McBride, man, looked like he was open. Roberts can't hit him, nearly intercepted. 2nd and 10. Roberts going to take a shot deep for McBride again, but Justin Simmons not allowing that to happen. 3rd and 10 now. Going back to that bunch look, here is Roberts making some adjustments here, trying to see if he can find a hole in this defense. And he did, but cannot connect with Rashad Bateman. And just again to break that fourth wall for a second, that throw right there, it's rare that I get very, very frustrated while I'm playing the game. Even in the games where we just get smacked around, normally it's not so much, the overthrows or things like that. It's normally just bad reads on my end, not playing sound defense. As deep down the field looking for Marvin Mims, despite the coverage of Andrew Stinson and Jordan Love. Just these rollout passes to the middle of the field, especially against one of the best corners in the league with his X Factor lit, man. Good job on Marvin Mims. We did talk about his ability to get up for those contested balls despite his frame. But like I was saying, that miss to Rashad Bateman, I mean, Glenn Roberts has missed so many throws in this game. And, it was frustrating a little bit when he was, developing and he was a lower overall. But now at this point where all of his accuracies are, into the 90s, and if not, they're in the high 80s or so. It's frustrating to see him miss those throws so consistently, all at once. It's just, you would never see Mahomes miss all of those throws all at the same time. Granted, yes, Roberts is not Mahomes, but once those accuracies get to a certain point and you have the throw power to kind of help you out in that aspect as well. As here we go, 3rd and 5, man. Had to go ahead and stop that for a second. Marvin Mims once again. Mims with a huge catch to move them down the field, and they pay it off once again with Marvin Mims. He beat Andrew Stinson earlier, this time beating Jalen Johnson. Arizona looked like they were expecting a short route combination. Denver doesn't give it to him, and they have the touchdown once again to open up an 8-point lead as Antonio Gibson, gain of 11 yards there to the 35. But yes, the frustration of having a quarterback who has really good accuracy, really good throw power, and a really good rating. I mean, he's 87 overall, and seeing him miss routine passes with no pressure in his face and like wide open guys it gets frustrating from time to time. But that's enough. Let me step off my soapbox for a second to get back into this commentary. Antonio Gibson going to be stopped there after a gain of about 2. 16 seconds to go should be the last play here of the third quarter. Antonio Gibson going right side, and he's going to be forced back for a loss of 2, right back to where they started, 3rd and 10 as the third quarter comes to an end, and Arizona still trailing 23-31. Denver's defense doing a really good job in this game, forcing Roberts, quote unquote, into a lot of bad throws. That pick 6 is looming large, as without it, it would only be, it would likely be tied. Or, at least I guess a 1-point game, because we have gotten a couple of field goals. But here's Rashad Bateman, who said, "Don't worry about it. I got it. Put the team on my back and we can make it happen." Glenn Roberts finally not overthrowing someone in a consequential spot. Rashad Bateman had his man beat immediately. Riley Moss has been doing a relatively good job on him all game, so no shame in missing on the... no, actually, sorry, that was Kenny Moore. My apologies. But it will be a 2-point try here. Roberts back to throw, goes short, trying to find McBride. Trying to find Zach Chambers, finds Brandon Coleman instead, and with the miss on the 2-point try, it will remain a 2-point ball game, and a touchdown will make it 2 possessions once again for Denver. As going left side, it's Greg Dulcich. Quick throw for a gain of 5. Nothing happening on 2nd down, so it'll be a 3rd and 5 now. Here is Jordan Love going deep for guess who? Marvin Mims again. And Marvin Mims, that was one of the sweetest, cuts on a route that I have ever seen. Andrew Stinson, even if he gets beat, on a deep throw because, doesn't track the ball correctly, or maybe he just gets out jumped, rare that you see that kind of separation allowed by the stud corner now in his 3rd year. But Marvin Mims takes it for 70 yards, all 3 of his catches coming here in the second half, and 2 of those being touchdowns. He has become an outlet for Jordan Love. Doesn't matter who he's lined up against, apparently. But next possession, Roberts hit as he throws. Trevor Fisher, the guilty party. It'll be a roughing the passer call. They'll have it down to the 37-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Antonio Gibson, who has some space, makes a move for a gain of 6 yards. Hurry up offense here. 2nd and 4. They're going to remain in that same formation. Roberts, here he is. They're sending some heat. Roberts gets it underneath to Rashad Bateman once again, and he's trying to get as many yards as he can, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of 40. Big time catch and run there from Rashad Bateman. Justin Simmons in there to bring him down. Now 1st and 10, 3 tight end look. Roberts going to go ahead and roll out on his own. Brandon Coleman, though, going to bring him down at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal. Antonio Gibson in the backfield, man. Got to go ahead and let him get at least one opportunity to get in. And they're going to do just that. Handoff to him. Gibson able to get into the end zone relatively untouched for the Arizona touchdown, as they are back in this one, and the defense now needs to hold strong. Arizona's offense coming alive here right when they need to, and it's coming at a time where their defense seemingly not having a handle on Denver's offense. But Arizona back on defense now after the touchdown, goes back to a 2-point game. Jordan Love starting under center. Love rolling right. Love has pressure in his face and going to get that ball away, leading to now a 2nd and 10. And you got to keep an eye on the clock as well. 6:45 to go here in the game. Denver in a position where they can start trying to chew a little bit of clock, and that's exactly what you can't allow to happen with tackle there on Greg Dulcich, as he's able to get the 1st down. And again, with the time winding down and Arizona having to use that timeout after thinking they might be able to get a field goal now, definitely got to be in lock-in mode, got to hustle, got to play the way that you can, the way that they've played a lot throughout these years, as Andrew Stinson. Marvin Mims tried to pick on him again. Andrew Stinson has not liked the way that Mims has really just been kind of dominating him in their matchups, and this time he makes Love pay, trying to force the ball into Marvin Mims, as Andrew Stinson, man, that X factor activated. He is scary enough as is, but once he gets in the zone, man, becomes that much more deadly. But now here is Arizona with an opportunity to take a lead. It would be their first of the ball game. Antonio Gibson getting this drive started, and they're already into Denver territory, looking to go ahead and take a little bit of time off this clock as well. As you know, if they're able to get a field goal or a touchdown, do not want to leave Denver with a whole lot of time, as we've seen what they can do with their deep shots down the field. 1st and 10 now. Here is Roberts trying to find somewhere to go, rolling out, looking upfield for Rashad Bateman, but can't find him. And Walt Massey is going to be injured there for Denver. As here we go, Roberts, quick throw out to Rashad Bateman, makes a move. Here he is down the sideline, makes another move, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. Rashad Bateman, most of his work today has come taking short routes, taking them and just getting some yak. This time it's more of the same. Look, here we go. Makes one, oh man, they're not going to show it, but 3 juke moves on that play, and then the speed to finish it out against Patrick Surtain. What a play there by this team's best wide receiver. 1st and 10 now for Denver, and their first time trailing in the ball game. They are down 5, so they have to get into the end zone. They're going to hand off to Weathersby again here, and Weathersby only going to have a gain of about 5. He only has 20 yards on 9 carries, as they really haven't done a whole lot in the run game since Javonte Williams left with injury. 3rd and 5 now. Here is Jordan Love looking deep right side, trying to find Cortland Sutton, overthrows him, and he had Amani Harris beat. And they are going to trust their defense, despite their defense giving up 23 second half points already. As Antonio Gibson working left side, not going to be able to make that move like he wanted to, has a gain of 4 yards there down to the 36-yard line, 2:56. And again, Arizona content to go ahead and let time get wound off this clock. Roberts hits Trey McBride again up the seam, as here we go, just across midfield, 2:18 to go in this game. Roberts, here he is, rolling out, nowhere to go, gonna have to throw it away. Pressure was closing in. Trevor Fisher, one of the first Denver Broncos there. Now 2nd and 10. Here we go. Roberts, play action, roll out. Roberts, here he is, going deep, trying to find Rashad Bateman, and Rondale Moore actually ends up in the path of the ball and catches it. It's rare that you throw to someone and someone else catches it, minus a tip, but that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning, with Denver still trailing by 5. 2 minutes to go, and they're going to have to start using their timeouts now. Play action fake. Roberts going, trying to find Rondale Moore, and overthrows him once again. 2nd and 10 now. Here's Roberts under center. This time going to hand it off to Antonio Gibson. And Gibson, good ball carrier vision there to get it outside and around the line. Stays in bounds, forcing Denver to use their first timeout. And Gibson's going to get it once again. Gibson again. 1st down to the 6-yard line. And Denver, man, you cannot allow Arizona to get into the end zone here. Roberts on the rollout, trying to fit one in there to Rashad Bateman. Likely not a smart throw. It really can't throw that into traffic, especially in a game as tightly contested as this, as Antonio Gibson makes his way into the end zone for the Arizona touchdown. Just no resistance on that play. They don't exactly have a Drew Sanders in the middle of that defense. And you can see it here. Even a Trenton Simpson, who provides a whole lot of speed. Again, man, if you know, you know. Shout out Bankroll Mafia. Go ahead, check them out. As Denver on their next possession, intercepted by Enrique Sneed. And that could be the dagger, but there is a flag down, and they're going to get Sneed on illegal contact. Oh, man, that hurts. Denver still has a little bit of life, but just 1:30 to go and 1 timeout. Looking for Dulcich, not going to connect with him there. Love, despite the crazy downfield passing he's done today, just 16 of 39. 2nd and 10 now. Love looking right side, overthrows his man, looking right sideline. It'll be a 3rd and 10 now. And Arizona going to not press up this time, as they've been burned time and again doing that in this game. But Jordan Love is going to look deep left side, and it's intercepted by Stinson again. Love, who had apparently put too much stock into Marvin Mims beating Stinson over those last couple of drives, tries to test him again despite already being picked going to that matchup. And Stinson with the acrobatic toe tap, his second of the day. And a first down here completely seals the deal. Roberts under center, making adjustments. They're going to hand it off to Antonio Gibson, and Gibson has the first and more. Antonio Gibson down the field as Gibson is going to be brought down, and that will do it. Arizona, and I know it was a 12-point win, but sneaking a win by the skin of their teeth, 50-38. And there's Jordan Love and Glenn Roberts, man, showing each other some love. The two, well, I guess Jordan Love's not really that young anymore. But here we go, man. Over 600 total yards of offense for Arizona. Antonio Gibson responding in a huge way in that second half. 2 turnovers for Arizona to 4 for Denver. Also went 6 of 10 on third down. Can't allow 60% third down completions, man, if you want to go ahead and win these ball games. 4 for 12 for Denver. Glenn Roberts, man, 27 of 51, 439 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Definitely not his most efficient game of the season, and missed a lot of throws that just he had no business missing. But got it done when he needed to. That's all you can ask for. Love, on the other hand, 16 of 41, 39%, 329, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. So his 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio continues for at least another week. Antonio Gibson goes 18 for 152 and 2 touchdowns. So that means in the second half, he had 17 carries for 155 yards because, again, he went into that second half with -3 rushing yards, as Hobbs also made his way into the end zone on the ground. Trey McBride going 10 for 187, back-to-back games, just lighting it up in the receiving yardage category. Marvin Mims, 3 for 138 and 2 scores. That's an Eminem Jr. performance if I've ever seen one. Rashad Bateman, 6 for 135 and 2 scores. Cortland Sutton's only catch of the game, that first touchdown of the game. And Hobbs also got a touchdown through the air. Call it the running back show, man. 4 touchdowns for our running backs in this game. Enrique Sneed, 2 tackles for loss to lead to lead both teams. And 3 middle linebackers in there as the only sacks of the game. Andrew Stinson, 2 interceptions. Lewis Seen, Justin Simmons, and TJ Edwards as well. We know Lewis Seen also forcing that fumble, and Simmons with that pick 6. And Antonio Gibson going to be rewarded with an upgrade point here. He's going to get +1 acceleration. Love to see that, man. And that is going to bring us to week 8, where we will take on the Rams once again, the second time over the last 3 weeks. And after giving them their second loss of the year, the Rams went out in week 7 and lost a second consecutive matchup. So now 2 games back of Arizona, and also with Arizona having won the first matchup, a win is critical if you're the Rams, as a loss here could see them drop to potentially 4th place, depending on how third place under Seattle, depending on how their week 8 game goes. Also going to be trade deadline. We'll see if there's going to be any type of news on that front. We already made a big splash sending Zaven Collins to the Jets, so not sure how much we're really going to do on that front. We'll just have to go ahead and wait and see. And again, not only would a loss put the Rams potentially into 3rd place, but it would drop them 3 games back of Arizona in the loss column with the tiebreaker in hand, which would essentially be a 4-game lead. And with Arizona just dominating this division over the last couple of seasons, man, just not what you want to see if you're a Rams fan. But we'll get to all of that next week. As always, man, I hope y'all did enjoy the video. Be sure to like and subscribe should you feel so inclined. Until next time, have a great rest of y'all day, and peace.